So when we're thinking about the steepness of a line and we want to compare two lines to see which one is steeper. In slope-intercept form, we have 1/3 x plus 1 and 7/9 x minus 2. If you can tell from these fractions which of those fractions is the larger in magnitude, that would be the line that is steeper. But sometimes we have difficulty visualizing those fractions to figure out is 1/3 bigger or smaller than 7/9. So you can use your calculator to get a decimal approximation. 1/3 is about 0.33, 7/9 is about 0.78. So we can see from their decimal equivalents that the 7/9 is going to give the steeper line because it is the larger slope in its magnitude. When we're looking at the slope of a negative line, we want to think about the absolute value of that slope when we compare it to the one with a positive value, because it's the magnitude or the size of the number that's going to tell us which is steeper. So if I'm thinking about the absolute value of -2/3, that's going to be the absolute value of -0.6 repeating, which is approximately positive 0.67, because the absolute value of a negative number is a positive number. When we compare that 0.67 to 0.44, we see that the 0.67 is the steeper line because it has the larger magnitude. So this -2/3 x plus 1 is steeper than 4/9 x minus 2. So in example 2 of our notes for slopes, we're comparing the steepness of lines, and we want to compare the absolute value of each of these slopes. So take a moment, pause the video, and find the slope of line 1 and line 2 for all three of these lines. Okay, once you've found their slopes, then we can compare them to determine which is the steeper line. So line 1, when we calculate the slope, we've got 8 minus -12, -4 minus 1, and that's a slope of -4. The absolute value of -4 is 4. Okay, line 2, we take -4 minus 5, divide that by the quantity 2 minus -1, and we get a slope of -3. Again, we're going to take the absolute value of that, and we get a positive 3. The greater slope is the steeper line, and 4 is greater than 3. So in example A, line 1 is the steeper line. Okay, in B, we're already in slope-intercept form. Y equals -4/7 x plus 10. We're going to take the absolute value of that slope of -4/7, and the absolute value of that decimal is approximately positive 0.57. Okay, then we're going to compare that to the slope of line 2. Y equals 5/9 x minus 12. 5/9 is the slope. It's the coefficient on the x in slope-intercept form. And so 5/9 is about 0.56. Since 0.57 is larger than 0.56, line 1 again is going to be the steeper line. Okay, then in C, we're not in slope-intercept form, we're in standard form, right? Y plus 4, or x plus 4y equals -28. So we would first need to subtract x from both sides and then divide through by 4. Okay, that's going to give us a slope of -1/4, the coefficient on the x. The absolute value of that slope, the absolute value of -1/4, is 0.25. So we're going to compare that with the slope in line 2. Again, this is standard form. We're going to subtract x from both sides, divide through by -2. and here we have a slope of positive 1/2. So the absolute value of positive 1/2 is 0.5. So comparing 0.25 to 0.5, in this one, it is line 2 that is steeper because 0.5 is greater than 0.25. So pause the video and try A and B. You want to determine which line is steeper by first finding the slope of each line and then comparing its value as an absolute value. Okay, resume the video when you're ready to check your answers. So in A, we've got 5 minus 3, all divided by the quantity 1 minus 7. That'll find the slope of line 1. -2 minus -4, all divided by 5 minus -5. So our two slopes are -1/3 and positive 1/5. When we compare those in absolute value as decimals, 1/3 is 0.3 repeating, 1/5 is 0.2, and so line 1 is steeper. In B, we first need to put these lines into slope-intercept form. So we're going to subtract 5x from both sides, divide through by -9. For line 2, we subtract 5x from both sides and divide through by -8. So we have a slope of 5/9 for line 1, a slope of 5/8 for line 2. Comparing their decimals in the calculator, we see that line 2, the 5/8, is 0.63. That's greater than line 1, which had a slope of approximately 0.56. So line 2 is the steeper line.